For years, AI has been getting better at giving us answers. But answers are not outcomes. I'm Camille Rambarosa, founder of FrontBrain AI. After nearly 2 decades working across enterprise infrastructure, I built FrontBrain to move AI beyond advice and into real execution. FrontBrain is an autonomous execution platform for complex technical work. It can inspect an environment, understand an objective, create a plan, choose and operate the right tools, and work across infrastructure, networks, operating systems, applications, cloud platforms, and code. When something does not go according to plan, FrontBrain does not simply stop and return an error. It investigates the problem, adapts its approach, and continues working. For high-impact changes, it pauses and requests human approval. Every action is recorded, every result is checked, and the task is not complete until an outcome has been verified. This is not another chatbot telling engineers what commands to run. This is FrontBrain AI. Think first, operate smarter. Let me show you what that looks like. These are 3 finished outcomes created by FrontBrain. A fully deployed Active Directory environment, a complete browser-based game, and a Linux-hosted web application with a public website, operational dashboard, infrastructure views, and incident management functionality. 3 very different results, each starting with a simple prompt. Here is how FrontBrain delivered them. For the first task, FrontBrain was asked to deploy a complete Active Directory environment on VMware. It translated that objective into a structured execution plan covering virtual machine provisioning, Windows configuration, networking, Active Directory installation, domain promotion, reboot handling, and verification. Before making critical changes, FrontBrain presented the action plan for human approval. Once approved, it provisioned the Windows Server virtual machine, configured the hostname and network settings, installed Active Directory domain services, and promoted the server into a new domain controller. The task required multiple tools, temporary connection loss, and system reboots. FrontBrain maintained the task context, waited for the server to return, reconnected, and continued working from where it left off. It then verified the domain, checked the required services, and confirmed that the new Active Directory environment was operational. The second task moved from enterprise infrastructure into software development. FrontBrain was asked to design, build, and deploy a working browser-based game. It planned the project, created the application structure, wrote the code, developed the interface, and implemented the gameplay mechanics. But the deployment did not go according to plan. FrontBrain encountered problems with the web server and the way the game was being hosted. Instead of stopping and returning the problem to the user, it investigated the environment, identified the cause, changed its deployment approach, and continued working. The result was a complete playable game, successfully deployed and accessible through a browser. The game itself is only the visible outcome. What matters is that FrontBrain carried the objective through planning, development, troubleshooting, deployment, and completion without losing track of the original goal. For the third task, FrontBrain was given a much broader objective: create and deploy a complete Linux-based web application and public-facing website. This required far more than generating a few pages of code. FrontBrain designed the product, created the project structure, developed the application and interface, configured the Linux environment, deployed the required services, and made the finished platform available through a browser. The task crossed over software development, Linux administration, service configuration, deployment, testing, and iteration. FrontBrain created the application components, connected the services, configured the server environment, and handled the operational work needed to move the project from an idea into a functional deployed system. The finished result included a polished public website, an operational dashboard, infrastructure monitoring, performance metrics, and incident management functionality. FrontBrain then tested the deployed environment and verified the application was working correctly. Different objectives, different tools, different technical environments, but the same operating model. Understand the objective, plan the work, request approval where necessary, execute across real systems, and adapt when something goes wrong. Three objectives: enterprise infrastructure, autonomous software development, and a fully deployed Linux platform. FrontBrain did not simply explain how the work could be done. It planned the work, operated the tools, handled the problems, and delivered verified results. And these are only three examples of what the platform can already do. You can watch the complete, uncut demonstrations in the FrontBrain AI at Work series. FrontBrain AI. Think first, operate smarter. Less dumb, more done. Visit frontbrain.ai to learn more.